Welcome to another preview. 4 races, 4 tracks tomorrow. We've got Flemington, we've got Rose Hill, we've got Doomben, obviously the Doomben Cup up there, and the Goodwood at Morphettville. So this first video, of course, is going to be Flemington. We kick off with the Victorian meeting. Pretty good last week. Caulfield was probably the main go. We had some real good winners early. So looking to continue that form into this week. Got some nice bets this week, I think. A lot of value at Flemington, in my opinion. So let's get cracking into it. Race number 1 on the card. Get your Flemington form guides out. We're going to be racing on a good 4 at this stage at Flemington. I'd say they'll be the same. There's been a whole lot of rain today/tonight, so we'll have to wait and see in the morning. But I really do think that track will play nicely. So Flemington often is quite fair going, so there'll be a good bit of racing tomorrow. First on the cards, a 2-year-old race, 1400 metres, Hugh Bowman Hall of Fame trophy. So we've got the real Hall of Fame theme right throughout the card, which is great to see. Look at the speed in the first race. You got 3 legs in will go forward out of barrier 7. The pugilist out of barrier number 3 should go forward, and I think resolutions will come out from barrier 10. So in saying that, I do think number 3, the pugilist, will be hard to beat, and I've got it on top. I think might be a dictate terms of Stevie Basser in the saddle. Was beaten as a $1.70 favourite last time out, was only just pipped late by Nature Deal. Just couldn't quite get there, came from midfield. So I think it might be a bit more prominent this time round. Was beaten as a favourite on debut as well at $2.20. So it hasn't been the punter's best friend, but I think at the better odds this time round, it might actually run a good race, and we'll get all the favours on pace, I think. So I've got number 3, the pugilist, on top. If a second, number 7, La Luciola, I think good form race, obviously coming back from behind Moldova last time out, up the Flemington straight. It was a really nice run. I think 1400 metres will suit, so it had a great chance for it. In for third, I've got number 11, St Edward's Crown. Now, interesting, this runner. It's coming out behind High Acceleration last time out behind Seymour. I thought it was a good run on from midfield. I think if it can run like that again, it should be in the placings. Had a bit of market support as well, which is good to see. In for fourth, I do like number 1, 3 legs in. I think it'll get a nice run of the race. Just as I mentioned with the pugilist last time out, was a really good run at Warrnambool. Only just beaten late by Splendor on the grass. Was beaten 0.3 of a length. Splendor of the grass has obviously scratched out this race. So just to recap the numbers on the first of the card, number 3, the pugilist, on top. In for second, number 7, La Luciola. In for third, number 11, St Edward's Crown. And in for fourth, number 1, 3 legs in. Race number 2 on the card, the Brent Thompson Hall of Fame trophy, over 1400 metres again. This is for fillies and mares at benchmark 84. Having a look at the speed map once again, we've got My Biddy will probably go forward like it did last week. Ice Girl might be prominent from the inside barrier. Pre-eclipse, she usually goes out and runs, so out of barrier 5. And also number 2, Ocean Deep, I'd suggest will go forward from the wide barrier, as will Absolute Heaven from barrier 8. So in saying that, with all the speed in the race, I think it might set it up nicely for number 6, Josephine C. I think it's her time to win. She was a little bit unlucky last time out behind All About Nikki. The quick backup, I think it's got its chance. Before that was only just beaten 1.7 lengths by Grey Shadow. It's beaten by 2.3 at Big Reel at Sandown Hillside, who really just kicked away and stole the race. But prior to that, run really well at Seymour. Really good first up performance. So I think it'll be in the places. Like 750 is massive overs, and I'm happy to take it with all the speed in the race. In for second, number 7, Kingsbrook. I think it'll have its chance as well. I thought that win last time out at Warrnambool was really impressive, beating YUR late. So I think it's got a good chance to win. In for third, number 2, Ocean Deep. I think it's got the class of the race. It's been obviously around the placings. It's just got to overcome that wide barrier with all the pace of the race. I think it's going to be a little bit suspect. You're having a look at it, was beat Renewal really well last time out with the 51 kilos, and before that was just beaten by Truly Discreet, who I subsequently have in fourth. I think Truly Discreet run a nice race, a massive over, $13. So it's got to, Caitlin Crowther will give it a 50, bring the weights down to 56.5 for the 2 kilo claim. So I think with all the speed in the race, Truly Discreet actually is massive overs as well. So look, got a lot of value in these selections, so I'm really keen on number 6, Josephine Slee. I think she can get the job done with Chris Simons in the saddle. Number 7, Kingsbrook in for second. In for third, number 2, Ocean Deep. And in for fourth, number 1, Truly Discreet. Race number 3 on the card, the first race up the straight, open race for the Pat Lawler Hall of Fame trophy. Look, speed, I'd say Miss Really Honest and Moonlove will go forward from the outside barriers. Rewarding Laughter will probably go forward. Playmaster and Vanderpool will be prominent. They'll look to be a whole lot of speed in the race, and hence I think Miss Leonidas will bounce back. I think she can win this race up the straight. Was only just beat by Iconoclasm last start, who goes around in the Goodwood at Morphettville. So, you know, you're looking at that sort of form line. It reads pretty well for Miss Leonidas. Was beat I Am Someone the start prior, who obviously came out and won at Warrnambool, so good form lines there. I think she can bounce back and she'll win this race. There's not a whole lot of speed in the race. In for second, I like number 6, Super Hard. I think coming back to the Flemington Straight might just be its key. Was a little bit disappointing last 2 starts. Was beaten at Moonee Valley over the 955 and then over 1200 by Haunted. Comes back to the 1000 metres. Back to the Flemington Straight where it was so good first up. I think it can have an improved run. Won't have the speed to come on, but I think if it coming back to the straight will suit it perfectly. So I've got it in for second. In for third, number 2, Vanderpool. Bradwell Willer riding, and he has been on fire. He was fantastic yesterday. And look, I know you might look at it and you might think, you know, country meeting, but he was sensational yesterday. Where were they at yesterday? I've just had a mind blank. Hamilton, that's right. He was just sensational. He rode so many winners there, so he's in good form, and I think he'll ride a good race on Vanderpool, who just hasn't really put a foot wrong. Has been so good this preparation. Was going for the hat-trick of wins, of course, and doesn't often miss at this track. So 5 starts this track and distance for 2 wins or 2 placings, so it'll be in the finish. And in for fourth, I do like number 4, Invincible Al. Nathan Punch brings it down 51.5 kilos. I think that's really nice. His second up stats are excellent. Only just finished 1.5 lengths off Vanderpool last start. Not a huge swift shift in the weights, but the second up, I think it might run a good race once again. So just recap the numbers. Number 3, Miss Leonidas on top in the third on the card. Number 6, Super Hard in for second. In for third, number 2, Vanderpool, and in for fourth, number 4, Invincible Al. Race number 4, Hallmark Hall of Fame Trophy, 1400 metres once again for the 3-year-olds. Looking at the speed in this race, there's not a whole lot of speed. Outrage will probably go forward. Thunderdome will go forward, I would say, and number 2, Separate, will also go forward, I would suggest. Look, I'm a big rap on Big Night Out, but I think the barrier 1 with not a lot of speed is going to be really suspect. So I think number 2, Separate's a huge chance. Going to sit just in behind the speed. Might get a real nice run of the race. Has gone so close to preparation. Has not missed a top 2 finish. Beat Sentimentalist so impressively in a benchmark 64 at Bendigo. Then was just beat by Tartle 1.5 lengths. That's great form if you ask me. Then was just beat by East India Man at Morphettville in the Nick Stakes. So really nice form. And I think it's going to run a race. And with Louis German's 3 kilo claim, it's only carrying 52.5 kilos. So I think massive chance of 440. So I've got it on top to beat number 3, Big Night Out. I said, I think this is the class horse of the race, but it's got to overcome a lot. It was beaten by 0.5 a length by Zatori at Flemington, and Zatori obviously subsequently came out last week and won brilliantly. So like its chances in for second. In for third, number 11, Thunderdome. Now, obviously had it on top to beat Zatori last week. Only just got run down late by a superb ride by Craig Williams. Really gave a nice kick on the turn. And look, I think it'll run a good race again. It's going to get all the favours on pace. This will probably be the time. It'll probably come out win this week, but got to have it in the numbers. I think it'll be a good place chance. And in for fourth, I like number 7, Juniper, who resumes for the Kieran Maher Eustace stable. Will be better over further, but it's a good horse. I mean, it was in some nice 3-year-old races. Last time it was here at Flemington. It finished only 0.1 of a length off Van de Clare. Then obviously went and raced by an Arcadia Queen, the Velvet King, over in WA during the WA Carnival. So good horse. obviously probably be better to look second and third up. But yeah, I'm pretty confident the numbers. Number 2, Separate on top. In for second, number 3, Big Night Out. In for third, number 11, Thunderdome. And in for fourth, number 7, Juniper. Race number 5, 1400 metres, benchmark 78. This is the National Hall of Fame handicap. A ton of speed in this race. Be Good Your Mother goes around a short price favourite off barrier 2. I'd say Sunday Prey will go out quickly from barrier 3. Persian Empire from barrier 8 will go forward. Eagle Ridge from barrier 10 will probably go forward too. And Albertino from wide will go out. Hunting and Capolingo and Box Trogs will probably be prominent too. They'll be interested to see where they run. They may not contest for the speed with all the speed in the race. So in saying that, with all that speed in the race, I think this is set up perfectly for number 11, Emberhar. I think it's got the class of the field. I think it can beat Be Good to Your Mother. Last time out was a really good run behind Al Vorsen from the back. It's going to get a whole lot of speed in this race to come on from. So I think third up here can win this race at really nice odds, $9.50. Be taking that every day of the week. In for second, I do like number 4, Kentucky Breeze at $15 odds. Think it's a good chance that the blinkers come off for the first time. Has nice fresh stats. Last time out, fresh up, it was beaten by Moon Lover 1.5 lengths at Mornington. So I think he can run a nice race. In for third, I do like the favourite, number 9, Be Good to Your Mother, just way too short, $1.70 with all that speed in the race. Does have barrier 2, which does help, but I think really suspect at the $1.70. So I'm happy to have it in for third. And in for fourth, I like number 5, See Me Fly. Now I think this is big overs. I mean, it was only, you read it was 7 out of 9 last time out at Caulfield. Was beaten by Ocean Deep on that occasion, only 3.2 lengths behind. But before that was really good, finishing off behind Mandela Effect. And the start prior was really unlucky when it was beaten by Versace. So if you can get a bit of luck, Stephanie Thornton's 2 kilo claim has the wide barrier, a lot of speed in the race. I think 51 is massive overs. So not saying it could win the race, but I think it'll run a nice race. So just to recap the numbers, race number 5 on the card. Number 11, Emberhar on top. I think it's massive overs and it's a big chance to win. In for second, number 4, Kentucky Breeze. In for third, number 9, Be Good to Your Mother. And in for fourth, number 5, See Me Fly. Race number 6 on the card, cracking 3-year-old fillies, benchmark 78 race here, 1600 metres. Looking at the speed map, there's not a whole lot of speed. I'd say Part-Time Love will go forward off the inside barrier. Young Media might track through. I'd say that Sealed will go forward from the barrier 9. Thermata might go forward, Indigo Lass might go forward. So it'll be interesting to see. Teach and Dansides, I reckon, will be prominent. There's a lot of speed around it, so has a lot of horses to follow. And in that case, I do put it on top, number 3, Teach and Dance. I think with all the speed on the race, it might be able to track through and get a really nice posse in the run. Look, last time out, it was only just beaten by Music Bay, and I mean, that was in a Group 2 race at Morphettville. So you're really stepping back in class here, and you're getting $10 as a nice price if you ask me. Jack Martin gets a 2 kilo claim as well, so it'll go around at 57.5. It obviously beat Music Bay down at Mornington, and then it was beaten 1.3 lengths by Fasika. That was a really good form race. When it was beaten 1.9 lengths by East India Man in a 3-hour race there. So for me, it's really been around the money, and I just think he'll get that right run of the race if it jumps. And I think $10 is big odds, big overs if you ask me. If a second, I do like number 2, Fidelia. I think, though, it can't get too far back with it. Not a ton of speed in the race, but look, she was so impressive, wasn't she, last time out the Flemington Straight. This track is definitely her going because she gets that time to wind up. Once she gets through her gears, she is something to behold. I think she would be a good chance again, but $2.50 is quite short if you ask me. So I've got her in for second. In for third, I do like number 14, Part-Time Lover. I think the inside barrier will suit. Was pretty good and was only 2.4 lengths off Fidelia last time out. It didn't jump on that occasion. The start prior, it obviously jumped at won so well in a maiden race at Geelong. And then the start prior, that was only just beaten by Collectible, who isn't a bad horse. So I like its chances. In for fourth, I do like number 5, Kiss and Cry. I think This horse is on the up. Was a really good win, beating Shake on it last time out. Was a 2.5 length win, and the start prior to that one, it's maiden. I think it's a horse on the up for out of done deal, and I think it'll run a good race here for Mick Kent and Bo Mertens in the saddle. So I have got number 1 Shawnee out because for me, not a ton of speed from what I see. Barrier 15 is really sticky draw, and it's got to carry 60 kilos. So for me, it's huge risk. Yeah, so that's why I put number 5 Kiss and Cry in. I think it's a horse on the up. So just to recap the numbers: number 3 Teach and Dance on top. I think it's big overs. In for second, number 2 Fidelia. In for third, number 14 Part Time Lover, and in for fourth, number 5 Kiss and Cry. Race number 7 on the card. It's a 2,000 metre 3-year-old race. And for me, I like number 5 Predecessor on top. Sorry, I'll go the speed back first. Predecessor and Ignite will go forward out of barriers 2 and 3. Away Toff and maybe Shiver might go out from 6 and 7. So there's not a lot of hollow speed in the race, and that's why I think Predecessor is big overs. If you have your look at it, it was 4 lengths off Ridgewood Drive last time out in that 3-year-old race, and before that was 1.2 lengths off Orsian. Now, the interesting thing here is Declares War goes around at $5. Now, it was beaten by Orsian by 1.8 lengths. So Predecessor was beaten on that occasion. The weight swing's not massively different. Declares War is going to get a long way back with not a lot of speed in the race. Obviously, has that step up to 2,000, which will suit it a lot more. But for me, Predecessor is big odds to go around at $5, and I like it on top, ahead of Declares War, who, as I said, it's just going to need that luck off barrier 1, but it's a real quality animal. We saw what he did for Darren Weir, and if it could produce that for Matt Kamani, which it hasn't done so far, but we definitely could see that sort of run again here over 2,000 metres. So I've got it in. In for third, I like number 6 Wham for Michael Maroney. I thought that run behind Tarwin from the back was sensational. Screams out 2,000 metres. I think it'll run this distance really well. So I've got it in for third. In for fourth, number 9 Igniter. I think it'll get a nice run on this pace. I thought it was a good win last time out, beating Millie the Missile on the synthetic of Pakenham. Really, I think it's good overs here because it's going to get a nice time on the pace. So I've got it in for fourth. So just recap the numbers for race number 7 on the card. Number 5 Predecessor on top. In for second, number 1 Declares War. In for third, number 6 Wham. In for fourth, number 9 Igniter. Race number 8 on the card. Pretty open race, and it is an open grade 1400 metre John Meager Hall of Fame trophy. Looking at the speed of the race, I think Shocko will go forward, Span Ahead should go forward from barrier 11, and Mamselle Test might sit just in behind them from barrier 1. And Tug Orson will go forward from the wide barrier as well, I think. Look, I do like number 11 Span Ahead here. I think it's really good in the odds. Michael Poy gets a 2 kilo claim, hence be carrying 52 kilos. It's really just going to sit just in behind the speed. I think he'll get the run of the race. It was a really good run. It was only half a length off Twitchy Frank at Caulfield last time out. Second up stats are decent. The track stats and distance stats are the one to be really cautious of here. 4 starts, 2 wins and a placing. I think that's really good form to carry into this. So I think Span Ahead's the one to beat at $4.40. Is really trimmed in as well. They've really hit it in the market since Fastnet Tempest has come out. So they've all tightened, but Span Ahead's tightened the most. So I think I can see why. So I've got it on top to beat number 9, One More Try, who's a really good horse. Obviously had a hat-trick of wins last time out, last preparation, including a good win in a mare's race at Flemington. That was during the Spring Carnival, of course. So if it's come back nicely, I think it can run a good race for Matt Kamani. Freddie Kearns will get the 2 kilo claims. He'll carry 52 kilos as well. In for third, I do like number 6, Mamselle Tess. I think she'll get just in behind the speed. Pat Maloney will be able to dictate the race, be able to decide if she decides to go forward, and or if Pat decides to just sit behind the speed and get that box seat run. It's coming out of obviously a Saxon States form, which a Group 1 race is really good for this. Start Pryor won the mare's race at Caulfield, beating Non-Payer by 1.5 lengths. Don't know about the strength for that, but she's a really consistent horse. I think she'll run a good race again. In for fourth, I do like number 7, Mascalino. I think this horse resuming for Mick Price. Good first up stats. Doesn't really like running at this track and distance, but last time out at Flemington did beat Kentucky Breeze by 0.1 of a length, and then obviously was beaten a half length by Al Galale and beaten by Second Bullet over the 2,000 metres. So good horse. We'll obviously be looking for further, but I still think it could run a good race and will be in the finish. So just to recap the numbers on a really open race in race number 8, 1,400 metres. Number 11, Span Ahead on top. In for second, I like number 9, One More Try. In for third, number 6, Mamselle Test. And in for fourth, number 8, Shocko. In for fourth, number 7, Masculino. Sorry, went one number heavy there. Last race on the card, 2,000 metres once again, open race. And it is an open race indeed. Looking at the speed map, I'd say that, Boom Time's a bit of an interesting one. Obviously, he usually goes forward, but he hasn't been jumping so far as preparation. Silent Warrior, I think, will go forward. And number 11, Like Kyrgyz, will go forward from the white barrier, as will number 8, Willy Willy. Be interesting to see if one of those inside horses go forward as well. Looking at the race, I think... I think number 3, Pacadali, would be hard to beat. I was really keen on it last time out. Ran a nice race in fourth. Really closed off nice behind Fantastic. I think he could turn the tables here. Barrier $1 whole of speed might be able to just posse up. Teo Nugent just gets it up and sits it in behind the pace. It might be able to get the perfect run, gets out late. So Teo's 3 kilo claim brings it down to 57 kilos, which is quite appealing. So I like it on top at $5.50. In for second, number 4, Fantastic, is Mr. Consistent. Is a really good horse to follow. It was a really good win from the back last time out, finishing over Valentino Rossa. So I really like that run. So I've got it in for second. In for third, I do like number 11, Like Kyrgyz. I think it'll get a nice time on the speed. Second up stats aren't great, but I thought that run wasn't bad behind Dark Eyes last time out. It's only 1.5 lengths off it, so I can see it improving. And in for fourth, I like number 5, Morton's Fork, who, of course, is coming back from a Wagga Cup where it would finish by an Abden. Was a bit disappointing there, but the start prior to that was only 1.4 lengths off Plenciel at Caulfield, which was, of course, the Easter Cup. So if we return to that sort of form, it'll run a good race here. So just to recap the numbers for the 9th on the card, open race, but number 3, Pacadali, going to stick with him again, give him another chance, just that barrier 1, if Chadu can get it up, box seat, get a nice run. In for second, number 4, Fantastic. In for third, number 11, Like Kyrgyz. And in for fourth, number 4, Fantastic. In for fourth, number 5, Morton's Fork. Now I'm doing a new segment here, and I'm going to give bests and plays of the day, because for those of you that just want to get my my bests, I'm happy to oblige. So for me, the best on the card, I honestly am. I think Separate number 2 will be hard to beat. I think $4.40 you can get some nice odds there. Look, Big Night Out would be a big danger, but I think Separate will get the run and might just get the pinch of good break on it and finish off nicely. So I think you can go well with those odds. Look, value play, there's 2, and I think they were close to being my best 2 as well. I think number 11, Emberhar, in race number 5 is big overs, $9.50, $2.70 the place. I think it can go well there. I've obviously got it on top, but I think it's good overs. I also think number 3, Tishan Dancer, is overs at $10, so, and $3.10 the place. So you can definitely play those 2 as value runners. So good luck tomorrow. That's the Flemington meeting. Stay tuned. The the Rose Hill, Morphettville and Doomben cards will be coming up shortly. Good luck tomorrow. Hope you're following, and hopefully we can bag a few winners.